Alright, we are on the draw with some Rug Delver. This hand is a little iffy, but I do think I'm going to keep. It's a bit loose against aggro. We are going to keep the 7. It looks pretty fantastic against mid-range and control. Also against combo. Seachrome Coast here for the opponent. Smells like ad nauseam, I want to say. We're going to start off with a Delver. Lightning Bolt, great if the opponent happens to be on some sort of aggro deck. I do believe we're going to start on Steam Vents, just in case having the fetch available is relevant. Maybe the opponent ends up being on some blue-red aggro deck. Dreadship Reef. Okay, that's the one they put storage counters on. Sure, never knew the name. Now I do. Island being revealed for us, not something I really care for. I'm going to swing for 1. Don't think I need to play around any 2 mana flash threats out of an Esper deck. Still looking like ad nauseam, possibly. Does Tesserator ever play white? I don't know. Don't think I need double red here. I might just get the basic forest. Don't think our life total is going to matter though, so maybe we just get triple blue. How likely is it that we need triple blue or double red? I mean, maybe we top deck Nux. That's a reason. It does not look like we're playing against an aggro deck, so I don't think I'm going to worry about my life total here. The opponent putting a storage counter on their Reef. Oh, any combination of blue and black. Look at that. I think it's ad nauseam. They definitely run Seachrome Coast. I'm not sure if they run the storage land. Are there any other lands like that? I think that's the only one. I don't know if there's a cycle. And if there was a cycle, I would be interested in whether or not they're called storage lands. But anyways, looks like an ad nauseam deck. Makes me pretty happy to have these stubborn denials. The opponent might be resolving a Phyrexian Unlife on this turn. Not that we would have decided to hold up our turn 2 trying to play around Phyrexian Unlife. That doesn't seem fantastic. I am much happier to just play the Goyf. The opponent plays an Urborg, and I officially don't know what's going on. Delver showing us another land. The 4th land, not something we need. Do we just play an island? I think we just play an island. Swing for 2. I almost want to bolt the opponent here. I actually think I'm going to bolt the opponent to get the extra card type in the bin for Goyf. Hold up both stubborn denials in case that's something we need. Goyf, unfortunately, not a 4/5, but still, I think that's something I want. Now, we could have gone for Delver Scry instead, but I kind of want to just get a basic forest off of that Misty, so I don't really want to be getting a blue source off of it. This is a Spoils of the Vault, which means we're almost certainly playing against ad nauseam now. They're going to choose a card name, reveal cards from the top of their library until they show that card, exile all the cards in between there, and lose 1 life for each of those cards. Now, we could allow this to resolve, let them name something, and then just try to stop them from going off with double stubborn denial. I kind of like that. The opponent is almost certainly going to be going for this to allow them to combo off here. I do kind of want to let this resolve just because it's going to speed up our clock so much, so I'm going to let it happen. Let's see what they name. I'm thinking ad nauseam, but maybe not. Spoils of the Vault is very different from ad nauseam. They named Angel's Grace, perhaps? They named Angel's Grace. So it looks very much like the opponent is on ad nauseam. Probably has ad nauseam already in hand. Spoils of the Vault, however, very different from ad nauseam. That's going to resolve. It has split second, so we're not stopping that. Spoils of the Vault doesn't draw them the cards in between. Ad nauseam, on the other hand, does. That means with Spoils of the Vault, they get 1 card, exiling a Simian Spirit Guide here to cast this. We have 2 denials, so they need 2 more spirit guides or pact of negations. So I'm kind of okay with just trying to fight them here. If they went for ad nauseam instead of spoils of the vault, I would definitely have gone for countering that. In this spot, I think I'd rather fight over the ad nauseam, just because the spoils of the vault doesn't draw them the extra cards. They did have the Simian Spirit Guide plus Pact of Negation, so we're going to lose here. We could have gone for countering spoils of the vault, but I'm pretty sure it ends up just the same. The opponent would just exile some Simian Spirit Guides. I guess the Pact of Negation isn't as good there, because they would have to... They go for the Pact. They wouldn't have gotten to play the Plains, so maybe we should have fought them there? I'm not sure. Ad nauseam, not necessarily a good matchup for us, just due to Angel's Grace being able to buy them extra turns. Phyrexian Unlife can buy a lot of turns. Did they scoop? Why did they scoop? I don't know why the opponent scooped. I'm so confused. Maybe they needed enough Simian Spirit Guides to Pentad Prism into Laboratory Maniac? I don't know. Usually they just exile some Simian Spirit Guides, cast Lightning Storm, but they had to use 2 there. Only 2 Simian Spirit Guides left in the deck. Maybe they just ran out of... They didn't have enough mana. Realized they wouldn't be able to go off and scooped without showing us their entire deck. I think. I really don't know. I'm going to ask the opponent. I don't have any board plans for ad nauseam here, so let's do some thinking. Huntmaster looks god-awful. Destructive Revelry counters. Destroys Phyrexian Unlife, which is very relevant. If you blow that up while they're at a negative life total, you win the game on the spot. It also enables us to blow up Pentad Prisms, which is nice. Gonna bring in Ancient Grudge as well. Bedlam Reveler looks bad. Blood Moon, quite good. Pentad Prism does allow them to filter some mana. The storage land there does as well, except for when Blood Moon is doing its thing. Not a lot of colorless spells, the aforementioned Pentad Prism. Flash Freeze counters Lightning Storm. When they're casting Lightning Storm, they usually have 2 to 3 Pact of Negation in their hands, so I don't want that, and we're not expecting a lot of creatures. I do believe they sideboard into Dragonlord Dramoka, but I'm not positive about that. Now, I kind of want to bring in the basic mountain here, cut a Traverse in a similar manner to what we do against Storm. That makes sense to me conceptually. I want to board out a Forked Bolt and probably 2 Lightning Bolts. Vapor Snag looks pretty bad. I don't think we want to play around Dramoka. If they cast Dramoka, we probably lose. Dramoka is how much mana? Let's look up an ad nauseam list. We have 50 seconds, right? 40? Okay, I'll try to be fast. Let's control F for ad nauseam. In the sideboard, we're looking at 1 Dragonlord Dramoka in this list. It's 6 mana, and it's a 5/7. So Dismember not going to do a lot. That means Vapor Snag is our out to that. Do I want to run a 1-of Vapor Snag just in case they have Dragonlord Dramoka? I don't think so. Is Disrupting Shoal good here? I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to think about it. I'm going to do this instead. Not sure if I want to board out Savage Knuckleblade as well, actually. Ad nauseam is definitely not the fastest combo deck around. I kind of like this hand. We can easily function. We've got a clock here, and we can cantrip into what will hopefully be some disruption. The opponent with a turn 1 Lotus Bloom on Suspend. That's bad for us. I'm going to grab a basic island here. That's a lot less relevant when the opponent has a Lotus Bloom. Lotus Bloom means they can get whatever color of mana they want. They actually suspended 2. Jeez. Okay. So, I think we're not likely to win this game. Pentad Prism as well. Well, they're just going right at it. Mana leak, probably not going to be great, to be quite honest. We don't need the leak yet, so I don't mind putting down the shields here. I'm going to grab a Steam Vents, I think. Pay Shock, cast Serum Visions. Don't want either of these. I don't think Bobble's even good enough. It might be. I need to find a second counterspell. Bobble might enable us to put a Mandrills into play. In conjunction with this fetch, it probably does. Let's throw that on top, get in for 3. I am very much expecting to lose this game. The opponent has 2 Lotus Blooms and a Pented Prism. They have more mana than they need. Mana leak, not looking great here. Our hope is that the opponent has not found their combo. Looks like an Unlife. Sure. Don't know if you hold up Mana Leak for Unlife there. I mean, you could, and it's probably defensible, but I do like casting Serum Visions. I'm going to grab a basic forest here. I want to be able to cast Hooting Mandrills for 1 mana. It doesn't matter whose top card we look at. They have Ad Nauseam on top of their deck. Well, jeez. Do we show them Hooting Mandrills? Did they see it before? They probably know what we're up to. The jig is pretty well up here. I skipped through my attack. I don't think that actually matters. We drew a Stubborn Denial. It totally matters. It matters so much. Oh, my lord. Okay. I'm just going to take a second during the opponent's turn to relax. Make sure that I don't tilt off here, because I'm starting to misplay, and that's bad. And I would very much like to play well here. So let's see what we can do. The opponent puts Lotus Bloom into play, gets a bunch of mana, and casts Ad Nauseam. If we do not counter this spell, the opponent will get a bunch of Pact of Negations. Therefore, we're going to have to counter this. The opponent Spoils of the Vault here, naming Pact of Negation, and they're going to counter our denial. So, maybe we should have held up Mana Leak instead of going for the Visions there, I don't know. I mean, it's true that they could play Unlife on turn 3, but at the same time, they have 6 mana off of Lotus Blooms, 2 mana off of Pented Prisms, and then 3 lands for a total of 11 mana. So I don't think having Leak up is something that they're going to be unable to play around. Let's look at their deck as they cast their Lightning Storm, Ad Nauseam, Angel's Grace, Darkslick Shores, Pact of Negation, Ad Nauseam, Spirit Guides, Urborg, Lotus Bloom, Sleight of Hand, some cantrips here to find their combo. Pact of Negation protects it, Angel's Grace, one of the combo pieces, Unlife the other combo piece. Anything interesting here? Pented Prism to ramp. Laboratory Maniac is the alternative win condition to Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm allows them to discard a bunch of lands and just kill us. Laboratory Maniac instead involves drawing their entire deck, exiling some Simian Spirit Guides. Instead of casting Lightning Storm, they'll cast Pented Prism to filter into blue mana, cast the Laboratory Maniac, and use the other blue mana to cast a Serum Visions. We're going to let all of these resolve, and we may as well test our opponent here. Yes. Target the opponent. Do they have another land? Something about Spoils of the Vault entering the revealed card zone. Maybe MTGO's just lagging a touch. I mean, we're going to make them do it. There's no way we're not making them do it. Discard Stomping Ground. Why, yes, I would. It targets you. And now the opponent's going to point it back at us and we're going to scoop. Alright, or instead we could just take a bunch of damage. That works as well. We'll just take, what, 23? Yep, 23, -8. That makes sense. Alright. 1-1 in match 5 of this league against Ad Nauseam. Let's think about how we want to sideboard. Savage Knuckleblade certainly seems slow. Maybe we bring Traverse the Ulvenwald back in? Or a Bolt Effect? I think I'd rather have the Traverse than the Bolt Effect. I also don't really want Vapor Snag. Okay. Disrupting Shoal counters Spoils of the Vault. That's relevant. Are there any other 1 CMC spells I'm particularly interested in countering? Angel's Grace can't be countered. Cantrips. It spoils cantrips. Maybe they're bringing in fog effects. That's possible. I'm not sure I want Disrupting Shoal over Vapor Snag. 21 minus 5. 16 1 CMC pitches. You know, we have 4 2 CMC pitches as well. That's not nothing. I'm going to submit this. Let's see how it goes in Game 3 here against Ad Nauseam. That's bad. That is so bad. This is a keep. We're going to hope to find what we need. The opponent kept on 7. That's basically what I was looking for, so we're going to put it on top. We're going to pay Shock here. Cast Visions, draw the Flooded Strand, and I want Tarmogoyf. I also wouldn't mind Blood Moon. I'm going to top both of these. Cast this Mishra's Bauble so we can draw both of them, and then head over to the opponent. They did have a really good draw that game, but I also do believe I made some pretty significant misplays. Clicking through the attack step was obviously bad. I mean, I kind of gave up there, right? Phyrexian Unlife. Giving up, not something we want to do. We play to our outs. Now, the opponent has a Lotus Bloom on suspend, so Blood Moon actually not going to be very good here. However, if we do get through the whole Lotus Bloom ordeal, and we resolve a Blood Moon, it's pretty unlikely the opponent's going to have a good time. So I think I'm okay with just having it. Here's a Serum Visions. Thought Scour grows Goyf to 4-5, which is pretty relevant. We're probably going to end up Thought Scouring ourselves before we attack. On our next turn, try to get Stubborn Denial to counter something meaningful. I mean, we're guaranteed to go 3-2 in this league, but if we could hit a third consecutive 4-1, I would be pretty ecstatic. Here's a second Tarmogoyf. Going to start by Thought Scouring myself. Which color? Think I'd rather have green available? Hooting Mandrill, so we can tap out for an extra threat here. Ooh, Goyf's a 5-6. That's a 4-turn clock. We can tap out for Mandrills. How much does that actually speed up the clock? We have 6 cards in the bin. We can only leave 1. It's probably Bauble. That actually leaves the clock about the same because it shrinks Goyf. So I would rather have Stubborn Denial in hand. We're going to see what the opponent does. Lotus Bloom with 1 counter left. That's Phyrexian Unlife. Lotus Bloom's exiled. It is not in the revealed card zone. Can we just... That way we have reminders of what's going on here. I don't really like that opening those windows takes up a bunch of room, but I'm okay with this amount of room. That's pretty good. In fact, I think we might just force our opponent to have it here. We're not going to play Blood Moon. That seems bad. I'm going to get an island and cast a second Tarmogoyf, holding up Stubborn Denial. I don't want to cast Blood Moon because Lotus Bloom comes off suspend here, and then if the opponent has the combo, we just lose. I would rather have Stubborn Denial up. If they go for the combo, we're going to counter whatever we can counter. And that's just about it. Next turn, or if they do end up cracking the Lotus Bloom and they don't win immediately, I probably will slam Blood Moon. Unless, of course, we top deck something like a Snapcaster Mage. The opponent tapping some mana. This looks like a Phyrexian Unlife, which I will definitely want to counter. Although we're in a very unique position in which we have 10 power on board and the opponent's at 10 life. And Phyrexian Unlife deals with Infect. So we actually could let this resolve and they only gain 1 turn. Here's Pact of Negation, that's okay. Assuming they don't just win here, that's just totally fine. If they do just win here, it's quite bad. The opponent also might win on their upkeep. Second Stubborn Denial, pretty good. We're not going to be casting that Blood Moon. Instead, we're going to hope that Stubborn Denial is enough to win the game. Opponent at 0. Our creatures now deal Infect. The opponent, Angel's Grace. Okay, so they don't seem to actually have it. If they had Ad Nauseam, they'd go for it. So instead, the opponent's binning an Angel's Grace to buy themselves an extra turn here. Maybe they just needed to draw the Ad Nauseam. It's possible they didn't have it yet. Here's a Pentad Prism, that's fine. Once again, just making Blood Moon worse, I can live with that. Stubborn Denial is reserved for the spells that win. This could be a Simian Spirit Guide. It is a hard cast Simian Spirit Guide. I'm going to bolt that. We get to bolt that while holding up Stubborn Denial, which is something I like very much. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be bolting this. They scooped! Hey, we didn't get to ask them! Oh, it looks like they didn't have the Ad Nauseam, but we did not get to ask them why they scooped. I am going to hunt that player down and message them if possible. I want to find out why they scooped that first game. I think it's the Simian Spirit Guide issue. They only had 2 left in the deck, so they could only make 2 mana, whereas to win with Lightning Storm, you need to make 3 mana off of Spirit Guides. I think that's it. Anyways, I'll probably leave a comment on the video once this gets published as to why they scooped if they do get back to me. We 4-1'd. That's pretty fantastic, right? It was a little rough there. Game 2, not my best Magic. But we did come back. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. That is our 3rd consecutive 4-1, something I am very much ecstatic about, like I said I would be. I promise you, I am in fact quite happy. Thank you all for watching this video. That's not the right order. Is that the right order? Thank you for watching this video. I hope... Now I don't know how the sign-off works. I screwed this up like half an hour ago. And now I don't even remember the order my sign-off is. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Is definitely the last bit. The first part is, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. That doesn't sound right. I'm saying video twice. That's not smooth and concise. I don't remember how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. I'm going to watch the ending to one of my old ones to see if I can remember this, because I am botching the sign-off pretty hard. Anyways, thanks again. Great to have you guys here. I'll see you in the next league.